What's poppin', everyone? My name is Prodigal Sin, and what I'm gonna do today is I'm gonna be showing you guys what the advanced look controls are, basically what they do, how to adjust them to you, and then I'm gonna be showing you my warm-up. So first things first, let's jump right into the advanced look controls. Now I've seen a lot of videos on this, like on this subject, and it's mostly just people showing off their advanced look controls, and they don't really explain it. And I didn't want to make a video about it, just because I wanted to fully understand it as much as I could, basically, before I made a video about it. I've looked and I could not find a good video about it, so this is me making one. But yeah, let's just jump into it. Deadzone. Okay, so first off, Deadzone is basically what allows you to have super fine control. So what I want you to do is I want you to imagine a little circle around your analog stick. Okay, that circle, any movement within that circle is dead. It's your dead zone. Okay, it's not going to register that. So if you put that to 0, the finest movements you do, it's going to count it as some moving. Okay, and then this can mess up with your response curve, but we'll get to that later. Okay, so my recommendation is don't put this at 0, and I'll explain to you why in just a minute. Okay, next up we have outer threshold. Imagine that same circle, but instead of you counting the inside of the circle, you count the outside of the circle. And that outside of the circle is where it's dead now. So it only counts what's in the circle and not what's outside of it. So leave this lower if you like having a greater range. I like to leave it around default. I haven't really messed with this too much. So we're just going to move on to the next one. Okay. Next up is response curve. Now this one was a tough one to understand. I had to Google response curve. I had to test out the differences and stuff, and this is what's gonna mess up your dead zone. Okay, so response curve is basically how fast you go from 0 to 100 velocity while turning. For example, if your sensitivity is at 20, it's how fast it's gonna take you to get to 20. So if you put response curve at max, like if you could turn it up extremely high, it's gonna go through the sensitivity. It's gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way it hits your peak sensitivity. Okay, so if you leave it at 0, you go to 0 to 100 super fast, instantaneously. So if you have your response curve at 0 and your dead zone at 0, so remember there's no dead zone, so there's always some input, and your response curve is gonna shoot you up to 100 velocity. So that's when you get stick drift. But yeah, adjust this to what you like. But these three are, I'd say, your basic or your most important ones. You got your yaw, pitch, speed, so your sensitivity outside of aiming, and then your aiming down sight sensitivity, and then you got all your other stuff. Alright, so we're gonna hop in the firing range right now, and then I'm gonna show you my warm-up, but most importantly I'm gonna show you how the ALC controls kind of affect your recoil control. Okay, so now that you're in the firing range, here's what you're gonna do. I want you to grab an R9, and we're going to go into the specifics of your advanced look controls, and I'm going to be showing you my warm-up. Now just as a preference, I have not warmed up, and I do not have god aim or good aim by any means. I'd say I have pretty average aim. You might find some of these challenges super easy or super difficult. It just depends where you are, but I guarantee you that they're going to help you become a better player. If you spend 5 minutes on each practice a day, you'll see a big improvement. Okay? So like I said, first thing you're going to do is you're going to pick up an R9 and you're going to go up to a mannequin. Okay, so let's go back to our ALC controls for 1 second. Okay, so my dead zone right now is 2 ticks up. Okay, if I put my dead zone at 0, you're going to see a little bit of stick drift. I'm not touching my controller right now. This is moving by itself. Okay, so this is what I was talking about before. So if you experience stick drift, you might want to turn up your dead zone a little bit. Okay, so dead zone, if you feel as if you're trying to control, for example, you see an enemy here and you're doing like some of this, right? You're kind of like twitching everywhere. Your dead zone might be a little bit too high. Okay, so, or sorry, too low. So if your dead zone's too low, you feel like you're going too far left, too far right, too far up, too far down, that means that you're putting in try turning up your dead zone, see if that helps, so then it only registers the fine movements you make. Alright, next up is your response curve. So same thing, if you feel like you're being too twitchy, like you're going too far left, too far right, try turning this up a little bit, so then it takes longer to increase your to get to 100 velocity, so you're not going left, right, up, and down super fast. Alright, So my response curve, sorry about that, is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 from 0. Alright, and then this is what I like personally, but like I said, if you feel like you're going too far left, too far right, too up, too down, right, then you got some wrong. Okay, now very specifics. So if you're trying to do recoil control and you're going too far up, then your dead zone is too low, or your response curve is too high. Sorry, either your dead zone is too high or your response curve is too high. If you're going too far down, sorry, that was a bad example. But if you're pulling too far down, your dead zone might be too low, or your response curve might be too low. Okay, it could be either one. It could be a combination of both. Okay, just try playing with it, seeing what helps you. All right. So now that you got that out of the way, here's some warm-ups you can do to help you try to figure out what your perfect advanced look controls are. So what you're gonna do is, like I said earlier, grab that R9, and you can either come to this corner and then rotate this corner, or you can just stay in the middle. I'm gonna come to this corner because I need a little bit of help. Okay, so you want to make sure that the mannequin is at 0 health. Okay, you're gonna sit at this corner and you're gonna try to kill this mannequin with one clip. So you can take attachments for your R9, you know, whatever you need. I like to do just bare R9 because it's the most accurate. You're in a situation where, or it's the hardest one, and it's the most accurate. You spawn and you get an R9, no extended mag, no sight, no stabilizer. If you can get this down, then whenever you get something, you won't really need it, but it'll help you. So one clip. Okay. So if you want to know how hard this is without an extended mag, you can miss one shot. If you miss one shot and you get the other ones, you're fine. If you miss 2 shots, you're not going to make it unless you land a couple headshots. So, okay then. Once you kill that mannequin, you're going to come over here and you're going to try to one-clip this guy. So I find this guy significantly more difficult because he's turned sideways. So if you hit his arm, it's a little less damage. Also, since he's turned sideways, you have less left-right space. It's more, you got to really control that left to right. So like I said earlier, I'm not god aim or anything. I can do this sometimes on a good day, and definitely not do it on a bad day. Okay, so that's one of the warm-ups. Next up, what you're gonna do is, I like to play this game kind of like King's Court. So you're gonna put one clip into the targets here, and you're gonna go up one every time you get 220. If you don't get 220, if you miss, okay, then you're gonna come one down, and you're gonna try to work all the way up. Okay, so it's a fun little game I like to do with myself. Just complete that course as many times as you want. And the last R9 training I have is, you're gonna go up there. That was weird. So you're gonna come up here and you're gonna try to hit this moving target for whatever goal you want, for how much damage you want to do. I'd say 200 is a tough one. 150 is like a decent one, but 100 I'd say is a good goal if you're starting off. If you can get higher than 100, then good for you on first try. Then try to bump up that difficulty. It's all about improvement, right? So that's my R9 warm-ups, and this one with the target is basic recoil control. So I like to do this with a flat line and with any other weapons I want to practice my recoil with. Next up, I have a wingman warm-up, and this was shown to me by my friend. Now I am complete garbage with a wingman, but hopefully this will help you become a better player. I don't do this wingman warm-up enough. What you're gonna do is, you're gonna slide, jump, you're gonna turn, and you're gonna try to hit him in the head. And you're gonna do this to every mannequin as fast as you can. Okay, you can either, there's a couple ways of doing it. You can either keep going, one shot, try to hit him in the head, or you can fire until you hit him in the head. Whichever you like more, you know, adjust this for you. But whatever's gonna help you become a better player. Alright? And now with this wingman, grab a sight if you need it. Like I said, grab any attachments you need for any of these warm-ups. Just know that if you do bare bones, it's gonna be easier for you when you hop into the real game. And that's about it, all I have to show you. I hope you guys enjoy. If you guys did enjoy and you want to support, feel free to leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe. I also stream on Twitch. There'll be a link in the description. Feel free to stop by. My current schedule is kind of whiffy, but I try to stream around 5 or 6 o'clock Pacific time, around there, maybe sometimes later. on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, Saturday. That's my current goal. Sometimes here, sometimes I'm not. I'm trying to grind to the top 100 Loba mains. But yeah, feel free to stop by. I'd greatly appreciate it. If you have any questions, again, leave them in the comments below. I'll try to answer them. But like I said, I'm not like a god at this game. I'm just a guy who's trying to get better, trying to learn tips and tricks, and try to, you know, share it to people. All right, and that's it for me. I'll catch you guys later. Deuces.